This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television.
Double-headed animals like the symbolic eagle of the Holy Roman Empire are heralded in mythology, often symbolizing dual sovereignty, power, and all-encompassing control. But in the wild, real two-headed animals are not so lucky. They are incredibly rare for one, and their chances of survival even smaller than their coming into existence in the first place. My name is Brian Barczyk. I'm no zoologist, just a guy with a passion for animals, and that passion often takes me on animal adventures around the world. Today, I'll be talking about two-headed snakes and other two-headed freaks. You're watching Snake Bites. The scientific term for an animal having multiple heads is polycephaly. It comes from the Greek poly, meaning multiple, and cephaly, meaning head. The developmental anomaly that often causes animals to occasionally form two heads is called axial bifurcation. The abnormality occurs when an embryo is damaged in the womb. A lesion can form, causing some parts to develop a duplicate. It can also be caused by the fusion of a monozygotic twin embryo. Either way, these animals are truly unusual. Polycephaly is most commonly observed in turtles and snakes. This beautiful animal that you've been watching happens to be a Mexican black king snake. I've said it before that early on in my snake breeding career, I produced a two-headed albino black rat snake. And at that point, you always think like, hey, if I produce one, there's gonna be plenty more in the future. And the fact is that I have hatched a couple more two-headed snakes, but they never thrived. You've got to remember, when you have a conjoined twin issue like a two-headed snake, oftentimes there's other congenital issues, whether it's a spine problem, sometimes the organs aren't developed well, and oftentimes two-headed snakes, and other animals for that matter, don't survive very long term. In some cases, both heads will feed, even though most often they share one stomach. In this particular case, only the left head feeds. There have been known cases where the two heads will fight for the same food item and even attempt to eat the other head. That's why when initially feeding a two-headed snake, it's important to exercise extreme caution to ensure the health of the snake. Now, one of the things that's really been kind of tricking me is I haven't been able to name her, or them I should say. So there's been a whole bunch of names that I've kind of liked. I've liked Laverne and Shirley, I've liked Toothless and Hookup, and I've recently even liked Four Eyes. I want your guys' help. Go ahead down below in the comments and just give me an idea. What should I name this guy? Each head of a polycephalic animal has its own brain and somehow share control over organs and limbs, though the specific structure of the connections vary. In some cases, they move in a disoriented and dizzying fashion, with the brains arguing with one another. So there's obviously a lot of two-headed snakes, but the truth is there's a ton of really wild and wacky two-headed freak animals that are out there. So I just want to share a few of those now. And I tell you what, if I've missed something and you've seen a really cool freaky two-headed animal, go over on my SnakeBytesTV Facebook page and post your favorite freaky two-headed animal. There's been a wide range of animals that express this anomaly. Some border on the cute, others on the totally macabre. Each animal appears to be unique, with some living full lives and others only surviving a short while. Most two-headed animals live only a few months, though there have been reported cases where they have lived full lives and even reproduced offspring that have been totally normal. A two-headed black rat snake with two throats and two stomachs lived over 20 years. Believe it or not, the oldest example of a two-headed animal was a 120 million year old fossil of an ancient lizard. Polycephaly can even occur in humans, like the famous case of the human dicephalic twins Abigail and Brittany Hansel, born in 1990. The twins have two heads and they each have their own brain, spinal cords, heart, and stomachs. Each twin controls the limbs of the body parts on their side, and with coordination it allows them to walk, run, play piano, swim, drive, and do whatever they wish. All these examples of polycephaly are certainly bizarre. It's difficult to draw the line between what's considered one animal with two heads or two animals that share one body. Now, some people actually think that it's a little bit inhumane, to be honest with you, when you keep a two-headed animal. You know, I can see their point because there's no doubt that they seem to have two different kind of ideas of what to do. So sometimes they're actually struggling with one another, trying to figure it all out. But the truth is if the animal is alive, thriving, doing well, I can't see euthanizing an animal that seems to be completely healthy just because some people would label it a freak. And although it is kind of a freak, it's a great animal. And I'm just really fortunate that I'm able to have it in my life, and I hope that it'll be with me for 10, 12, or 15 years. It's truly going to be amazing. Once you guys help me name these girls, she'll probably get her own Facebook page, maybe Twitter account, so that I can keep you guys updated on it. I sure have had a great time sharing this beautiful animal with you, and as always, I was Facebooking and tweeting my way through it, so make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV or on Instagram at SnakeBytes.tv. Till next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.
Hi, I'm Peter Birch, an Aussie bloke who loves wildlife. My respect for nature started when I was a young boy in rural New South Wales. Since then, it's exploded into an obsession. New episodes every Thursday only on AnimalBytesTV.